I wanted my mother's service to be a celebration service. It was in her home church. It was on a Sunday afternoon. The place was packed. You know, and normally with 87-year-old people, that's not the case. But my mother was so active and so loved. With Carol, once we told her this is a celebration service, and we want this to be a real celebration of her life, not mourning her death. Carol honored that. Anything we ever asked. There was a lot of follow-up afterwards that our family really appreciated. There were just a lot of little extras that Austin Funeral and Cremation Services provide, and I would recommend Carol Austin and her people to anyone.
My husband lost his battle with cancer 6 months ago, and we were devastated. The only decision that had been made was that he had chosen cremation. Beyond that, I was unprepared. My family and I met with our pastor, but when he realized that we were at loose ends about so many things, he mentioned Carol.
As recent as last year, my family had a great loss in the passing of my mom, and Carol and Kate were so kind to help us through what was a very difficult time. They were so gracious to quickly come to our hour of need and visiting with us in our home, making the arrangements, and really we did not have to worry about anything. Everything was just beautifully performed, and it was such a comfort to our family.
My name is Mike Glenn. I'm the senior pastor at Brentwood Baptist Church. I'm also the chaplain for the city of Brentwood. As you can imagine, being the pastor of a church this size and working with policemen and firemen as I do, sometimes I'm with families at the worst possible moment. Something has gone wrong. An illness has run its course. There's been an accident. And now we're dealing with that moment that no family wants to have to deal with. Sometimes in the middle of a conversation, someone will turn to me and say, "Mike, we don't even know who to call." It's in that moment that I have the opportunity to recommend Austin Funeral and Cremation Services. I've known the Austin family for almost 20 years and can recommend them to you without hesitation. I know they'll do a good job for you, the same way they have done a good job for everyone that I've recommended to them. If you were sitting here and if you looked at me and said, "Mike, I don't know who to call," I would tell you to call Austin Funeral and Cremation Services.
The other thing that stands out is a deep compassion for the people who are walking this path of grief and suffering. I have watched Carol Austin take a family step by step by step through the planning process. Without hesitation, I recommend Austin Funeral and Cremation Services.
It was Dad's big, huge celebration, and she knew who to call. She called the church. Then she knew exactly, we said we wanted a bagpiper. She knew who to call. She knew everything. We got those beautiful flowers, the music at the church. It was just incredible. And looking back on it, there's no way we could have done it without her help.
Austin Funeral and Cremation Services is a family-owned business dedicated to comforting, supporting, and directing people through a difficult time. That's the first line of our mission statement, and that's something that we strive to do each day as we interact with families. We do want to support them and comfort them at one of the most difficult times in their lives. One of our main goals is just to put people at ease. Some of the ways that we do that, we try and personalize everything. We know that in the end, what they want to do is honor that loved one. And so we give of our time and of ourselves each day to do just that. From the moment that we're notified that there's been a loss, typically we will go to their home and sit down in their living room in the comfort of their own home to make these arrangements. And one of the reasons that we do that is just they're usually more comfortable in their own home. They may or may not have been up at a hospital all night or at a nursing home all night. They're tired, and that's just one way that we can serve them. Instead of them having to get in the car and come to us, we typically will go to them. Certainly they're welcome to come to us at any time, but that's part of what we do. Many times when I'm going to a family's home and knocking on that door, you automatically just leave your set of problems at the door and you focus on them and spending time with them. But sometimes it's so hard just to walk through that door because you know in anticipation that they're at a low moment. And while we're there just to comfort them and support them and to guide them through those days, we realize that is just a low point in their lives. And we can't make things better and we can't make it right, but we can be there to make sure when they look back on it and when it's all said and done that they look back and they think that they have honored that person.